Tonight, a Fox 5 I-Team investigation into a Georgia business that offers people across the country answers to a troubling question. Is mold in my home making me sick?
But some of those patients and former employees are now complaining to the state medical board and the Department of Community Health that the clinic is actually tricking desperate people. Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis here now with what he uncovered. Randy?
Yeah, Russ and Sinead, we've uncovered and obtained an email confirming the Georgia Medical Board has a, quote, active investigation into this company. Now, over the years, we've heard a lot of complaints from viewers about mold in their home or their office, perhaps in their child's school. A lot of worried people who might go online and find someone like Michael Pugliese. Why are you calling yourself a doctor?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the man behind a string of Georgia companies that promise to treat people exposed to toxic mold. Check out how he promotes himself on this YouTube video.
I'm Mike Pugliese, national and international expert witness and author of the best-selling books on mold, The Homeowner's Guide to Mold.
The latest company to open for business, the National Treatment Centers for Environmental Diseases, in this snazzy Alpharetta office building. Michael Pugliese calls himself a world-class environmentalist and homeopathic provider. He's not a licensed doctor in Georgia or anywhere else, but listen to some of his former employees and patients.
He calls himself Dr. Michael.
Did he ever call himself a doctor?
Yes.
Even on his phones, he's got Dr. Michael.
Can't do that. Pugliese's lawyer says if he did call himself a doctor, it was an innocent mistake and he no longer uses that title. But we decided to scrub a little harder to see what else was behind this international mold expert. As you're about to see, it's not a pretty picture.
According to the National Treatment Center's website, patients will be helped by our world-class medical team of MDs, doctors of internal medicine, homeopathic and naturopathic physicians, doctors of oriental medicine, acupuncturists, neuropsychologists, and neurotoxicologists. So we asked for all the names of those world-class medical team members. Pugliese did not provide them.
You just didn't get their money's worth.
Melissa Borchers and Vonda Richardson worked in the clinic for almost 2 months before they said they were laid off. According to Melissa's complaint to the Georgia Medical Board and state regulators who license clinics, patients flew in from around the country expecting to see that world-class medical team, only to wind up treated largely by a physician's assistant.
It just didn't add up to me.
Were people paying up front in cash?
Yes. $3,300.
Melissa's complaint says non-Dr. Pugliese directed the medical care. His attorney says it was that physician's assistant who made the medical decisions.
These patients that come there are sick, or they wouldn't spend the money. They need answers.
According to this lawsuit filed in December by one upset patient, Pugliese is nothing but a scam artist who uses false and fraudulent statements to bilk suffering consumers out of their money. Pugliese's attorney said his client is not by any stretch of imagination a scam artist.
Well, how often did you get calls from people saying, this is not working, I'm mad at you, this is a ripoff?
A lot.
Patients like Dawn Creasy and Sherry Higgins.
We were going to be healed, and when we got there, it was not anything like we expected.
The whole family flew to Atlanta from Arizona, sick, scared, desperate.
Hey, Dawn, this may not be a number that you like to think about, but how much money are you out of pocket right now because of what happened in Atlanta?
I would say at least $20,000.
That includes extra money for these minerals Michael Pugliese requires patients take to follow his protocol for healing, like specially formulated nasal spray. The protocols they were given called for bowel evacuation, eating white rice and canned chicken white meat for 3 days, and avoiding all dairy, all sugar, all gluten grains, all beans.
I felt like vomiting all the time.
Oh, wow.
When you call them and tell them that, they would say, well, just stay to it. You're just detoxing.
And they said they couldn't get anyone to tell them what exactly was in all those specially prepared minerals from Pugliese.
We have no idea now what we've ingested. My husband's lungs are worse than ever.
The Centers for Disease Control investigated Pugliese's protocol and reported it has no scientific evidence of being beneficial and has the potential to cause harm.
We've had all these patients call us and say that they're in worse shape. They feel worse after they've taken your protocol, and they feel poorer.
You have no idea if these are actual patients or not. We get bizarre calls from a lot of people. Let's set an appointment at a time, come back.
I need to ask you some questions in case you don't keep your appointment, because that happens to me sometimes, Mr. Pugliese. It happens to me sometimes.
I will keep my appointment.
He it did not.
We've got lots of questions for the world's renowned mold expert. Please come out and talk to us.
You mess with people's lives, not only our lives. You mess with these people that you're not telling the truth.
Are either of you worried that you're never going to get better?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We don't know. You know, we keep saying, what do we do? What are we going to do?
A question we've heard over and over again from patients around the country. Now, the CDC also warns the public to beware of healthcare practitioners who sell you products for treatment, because it's a conflict of interest when they make money off products that they push.
You can certainly understand where these patients are very frustrated and wondering, what can they do? Where does the investigation go at this point, Randy?
Two different investigations. The Georgia Medical Board investigates the unauthorized practice of medicine, while the Georgia Department of Community Health investigates any complaints about the clinic, because they license the clinic. So we'll keep you posted on how those investigations go.
So in the meantime, desperate people out there know the CDC says, at least, that this doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, they're pretty straightforward about it.
Yeah. All right, Randy, thanks.
Thanks, Randy.